She's hopeless, Mum.
She's only small. Let her have the bat and you bowl, eh?
Oh?
Oh, go on.
Okay.
And don't bowl too hard.
No.
Tired already?
They're okay on their own. They play pretty well together.
Had to, I suppose.
Yeah, well.
I made this.
Yeah?
Yep.
Well, don't worry, love. You're still a good cook.
Aww. It's not that bad. There's a divan inside.
Oh, yeah?
Be more comfortable.
Well. We go inside?
Wouldn't mind.
Oh, sorry.
Kids, you behave yourselves, all right? Me and Mum are going inside for a while.
Okay.
You're not leaving those children out here on their own?
Well, they'll be all right. There's nowhere for them to go.
I suppose you want me to babysit for you.
Could I have a word with you, please, Miss Bennett?
Yes, Mr. Fletcher.
The kids will be right there, Mr. Goscombe. What are you trying to do, Miss Bennett? Embarrass those people?
What's it matter? They're only criminals.
Not in front of the kids.
I don't see what you're so upset about. You're as much against this scheme as I am.
That's not the point. You don't embarrass people in front of their kids. Now lock up here and report back to reception. There's plenty of work to do. Well, go on.
Well, you still want to go inside?
I'd feel funny now. Seen your wife lately?
Yeah,
How is she?
much the same. I don't reckon she'll ever be coming out now, though.
No chance of a divorce then?
I can't divorce her, not now, Hayes. She's not the full quid. Doesn't even know what's going on anymore.
Well, it wouldn't matter to her then if you did divorce
No, I
her.
can't, Hayes. I'm sorry. I can't.
Sorry. I know it upsets you talking about it.
No, it's not that. It's that bitch of a screw. She's really ruined the whole visit.
Yeah, I know. Mr. Fletcher was nice, though. Funny. Suppose he knows what it's like. He used to have a wife and kids of his own.
He's divorced, is he?
No, they got blown up by some madman. You must have seen the case. It was in all the papers.
Oh, yeah. God. Makes you realise how lucky we are, doesn't it?
Yep. Lots worse off than us. The women are real jealous. I'm the first one to get one of these visits.
What's happened?
Got my bloody finger in the machine.
Oh, you've got a nurse.
Oh, no, I'm all right.
Hey, Jude, see if you can find some antiseptic cream, will you?
Yeah, sure.
How the hell did you manage that anyhow?
I was just thinking about something else.
Yeah, I bet I know what it was and all. Hazel out there with her bloke.
Oh, God, there are some women on the outside who have blokes all the time, you know?
Yeah, but this is different, isn't it?
If it upset you so much, why don't you write to Kevin? Maybe with this new visiting set up, you'll be able to sort things out.
It's too late. Divorce is almost through. I'm never going to get to use that bloody shed.
There's no use getting upset about it, Vera.
Upset? What do you expect? You should have heard the way he spoke to me. Just ordered me out of the garden. You would have thought I was the prisoner, not Kent.
Well, these meetings are supposed to be private. How would you feel with someone watching over you all the time?
I'm hardly likely to be in that position, am I?
No, you're not.
I meant I'm not a prisoner.
So did I, Vera.
I should have expected you to side with him. I've just heard you applied for the job as probation and parole officer.
Who told you?
The whole prison knows. Mrs. Davidson has to have her letters typed. It doesn't take long for the word to get around.
Well, I suppose you would have all found out about it sooner or later if I get the job.
I just don't understand why you applied for it. I would have thought you had more sense.
Well, what's wrong with it? I may be able to do more good for the women than I am now.
You'll never do them any good by pandering to them.
Suppressing them hasn't done them much good, has it?
Meg, Kent's visiting time's up. I'll escort Goscombe and the kids to the main gate. Perhaps you'd like to get Kent?
Yes, of course. she comes. Hey. All right, everybody, that's enough. Back to work, Hazel. Same goes for the rest of you. May, will you come with me, please?
Oh, how was it?
Oh, you know, great. So he hasn't lost his enthusiasm then?
It wasn't like that.
Oh, go on.
Well, it wasn't. We had the kids there.
So what? You could go inside, couldn't you?
Oh, Vera was hanging around, making us feel uncomfortable. Even when Fletch told her to shove off, we still felt, you know.
Bloody Vera. She'd ruin anything.
What? If Fletcher told her to shove off, I don't see what the trouble was.
Oh, not all like you, Chrissy.
What do you mean? I'm just like the rest of you. Oh, come on. You were all thinking about it. Well, Doreen even stuck her hand under the sewing machine because she couldn't get her mind off it.
Yeah, but that's the trouble, you see. I mean, you're out there and everybody knows you're out there. Makes you feel real funny, as if you're in a glass cage or something.
Well, it sounds to me as if the scheme's a bit of a waste of time.
Oh, no. Still really cute, seeing the kids and everything. Haven't they grown?
How come they let the kids in?
Well, why not? They're my kids.
Yeah, but, well, you and George, you're not married, are you?
Well, George is their father. You don't have to be married to have a family. Johnny's been fighting at school. God, he's a tough little bugger. I suppose he'd have to be, with everybody knowing I'm inside. When I get out, we're going to move into a different school. You should see Barbara. God, she's grown up. She's a real little lady. She looks like a little angel. Oh, they're beaut kids.
Nice kids, Hazel's got.
I don't think you and I and Vera's very good books at the moment.
Well, I know what I've done. But why is she so upset with you?
Well, I've applied for a job as a probation and parole officer.
Yes, I heard. Must say I could do with a bit of a change myself.
Well, why don't you take one?
Me? What would I do?
Well, you could do something in the youth services, couldn't you? I mean, you love kids. You could run a boys' club or something.
No, I think it'd bring back too many memories.
Of course.
No, I think I'm stuck with the prison service. I wish you luck, though. You know how some of the officers feel about social workers.
I know, but I don't understand why. I mean, we're all trying to do the same job, aren't we? Rehabilitate the women.
No, most of the officers here seem to think that they're here to make sure that they're punished.
Well, I've never seen my job like that.
No? Well, you're probably better off doing social work then.
What are you doing here, Latham?
I want to apply for a conjugal visit. And I want Elizabeth to come too.
Oh, yes? Who's the lucky man?
Mick O'Brien.
Oh, come off it, Latham. These visits are for husbands and de factos. What right's he got to a conjugal visit?
He's got every right. He's Elizabeth's father.
And what did Fletch actually say to Vera when he told her to shove off?
Well, he told her we were supposed to have privacy, see? And when she wouldn't leave, he yelled at her.
But you mean in front of you and George?
Oh, no, they're on the other side of the fence, but we could hear him.
It's not like Fletch to stand up for us.
Ah, yeah, it is. He's always had a soft spot for kids.
Yeah, well, we all know why that is, don't we? Come on, about time we go back to work.
Oh, fair go, B. If we can't have a visit, at least we can hear about it.
Well, Bee's got nothing to worry about. She'll be having a visit from Ken pretty soon, eh?
A visit? I'll be lucky if I didn't hear from him.
Well, why not, if they said he could visit you?
We've only got their word for that.
Well, why don't you write and ask him? I mean, they said that our letters aren't going to be censored anymore. You can write what you like.
And what if they are still censoring the mail?
Well, that's a good way of finding out, isn't it?
Yeah, I might do that. Where the hell have you been? You've been bobbing in and out of here all day. There is some work to be done, you know.
I've been applying for a conjugal visit.
Conjugal.
All right, conjugal. And they're letting Elizabeth in too.
Come off it.
It's true. Her, dad's bringing her in.
Wouldn't have to find out who he was first.
They know who he is. I told them. It's Mick O'Brien, that bloke that came to see me yesterday.
Wasn't he at Barnhurst?
Yeah.
Well, what is he, a screw or what?
Of course he's not a screw. I wouldn't sleep with one of them bastards.
But you reckoned you didn't know who the father was.
Yeah, well, I just said that so I didn't get into trouble. Look, it wasn't really like I said. I couldn't get a bloke whenever I wanted. I had to be real careful.
Well, that's terrific, isn't it? I mean, there you were sleeping with him at Barnhurst, and you reckon they're going to bring him in here to let you do the same thing?
Why not? He's asked me to marry him.
Oh, you kid.
Well, if they let him in, B, you've got to apply to see Ken, because if she can get away with it, anybody can.
Yeah, well, she hasn't got it yet, and she isn't likely to.
Well, I have got it, see? And I'll tell you something else you don't know. Mrs. Morris has resigned. She's going to be a social worker.
Do you think Latham will get a visit?
No, I don't think so. But that's the trouble with these schemes. How do you decide?
I don't see why you're so against it, Jim. I mean, take Hazel, for example. She's absolutely terrified she'll lose her visiting rights. So there's no way she'd cause trouble in the next month.